Hi guys. This is my third episode, I believe, um, of Kinky Talk with Lindsey, just me. Um, Today on talking about BDSM, I really want us to go over online, everything that has to do with online and BDSM, which I might make this 2 videos, because there's so much to go over in BDSM. There's the porn part, which I'm sure you've gone over. There's places like Vampire Freaks, places like Color Me, places like FetLife, that are safe and not safe, and what are those places, and also how online can be extremely helpful, because a majority a majority of all the information I learned was from online. I talked to other people online, I met people online, which is a good and bad thing, because there is as much positives as there is danger online, and that's what I want to cover today, because it's really important, and it could risk your life. And I haven't come that close to a dangerous area, but I've come pretty close to making that wrong decision, and I could have regretted it. So I'm going to tell you guys a lot of information so that you don't regret it. Let's start with basic information. You can find a lot of basic information online. You could learn so much. You can learn how to do bondage, about figuring out a little bit more about who you are, whether you be a top or bottom, a slave master, a sir, a kitty, whether you like age play, what is age play. You could learn anything about anything online, which is awesome. But when you get to actually learn how to meet people, and you could learn the different kinds of people that are out there. I started learning about meeting other people from a site called Vampire Freaks, which is a very dangerous site and has a bad history because it is associated with dangerous people. But it is also associated with really good people, in my experience. There's people who you can meet online who can automatically just claim you as theirs, and if you fall for it and you fall for their BS, their honest bullshit, to convince you that you're a little princess, and they'll give you whatever you need. They could be your sugar daddy. They could give you whatever they want. They can prove to you that they're everything. They can show you hot pictures. They could show you pictures of abs that aren't theirs. They could tell you they're 20 and really be 70. And there's nothing wrong with being 70, because I love older guys, but there's serious creeper people out there. And the number one thing is lying about your age, which is really sad. But sometimes people do it to save their identity. People do it to get a little bit more respect. But when they identify themselves as someone that they are not, in a negative way, to use it as a predator, to be a predator, that is something where it's bad. It's very dangerous, and a lot of people online do it. So I'm going to say this as well as I can, to never meet somebody from, I'm not going to say this, because there are some really good people that I have met online in the BDSM community, and But to meet somebody in a quick, a very abrupt, a random meeting. Let's say a person messages you at any site. It could be Facebook to color me. It could be anything. And if they message you and say, "Hey, you're really pretty. You're my princess. You're my slave. I want you to be my master," whatever. It could be anything. And yes, subs can be dangerous too, promise you. But it is a majority of men attacking women because submissives are very sensitive and they will fall for it. Some will fall for a lot of romance because that is what uneducated submissive people tend to do, because they are romanticists. I'm a romanticist, and I believe that it's important to know how to be safe. And that's what I'm going to tell you guys, because here's how to know if a person online is safe to meet or not. If they ask you to meet them in an area that is open, that is very public, that is a very well-known area, and it's a very public area. Not a park, not somewhere where you can get privacy, because if anywhere you can get privacy, you will be, it's very possible that you could be raped. That night, I mean, you can choose to, if it feels right. Most of the time, someone online, do not go home with them that night. Do not be alone with them, because have a couple of dates. Maybe the second night you can go home with them, but have baby steps. Start in a public place, get to know them. Continue with a little bit smaller areas. Go to a cafe. Maybe you can go to a dinner, and then eventually, after 3 or 4 dates, you can go home, have a play party. Don't do anything that's dangerous. Don't do a blindfold if you don't trust him and you haven't had safe words, and things like this discussed. I'm nowhere close to done. I'm going to make the second part video right after this and right now. It might even be a 3-part video, so prepare yourself for a lot of talk about online and safety, because it is so important, because there's so many situations where you could be kidnapped, we could be raped, we could be killed. And I don't want to scare people away from online, because that's how I was a little bit. I was like, all these negative things about being online, it's so much more than that. So I don't want to scare anybody off, because there's just as many good things that you can do online as there is negative. So I'm making this second part video. I'll be back.